To provide a better overview, the CBS instruments are color-coded for the different screw dimensions. You will need the following corresponding instruments to implant a MAGNEZIX cortical bone screw CBS: a gliding hole drill bit, a threaded hole drill bit, the accompanying double drill guide, an insert drill sleeve, a countersink, the depth gauge for screws, a tap, a screwdriver blade, and a screwdriver handle with quick coupling. The use of an optional holding sleeve secures the screw to the screwdriver blade prior to the screwing operation. To do this, the holding sleeve must be pushed as far as it will go over the screwdriver blade. After the screw has been placed on the screwdriver blade, the holding sleeve is pushed back until the screw head is enclosed. The screw is now secured to the screwdriver and can be passed to the surgeon or screwed in. Before the screwing operation is finalized, make sure that the holding sleeve is retracted as far as it will go. This video describes the implantation of a MAGNEZIX CBS 3.5 adjusting screw into a tibiofibular syndesmosis rupture. Before the MAGNEZIX CBS 3.5 screw can be inserted, the distal fibula should have been temporarily positioned. The hole is then drilled using a 2.5 mm drill bit through the double drill sleeve. The aim here is to achieve tricortical screw fixation. To improve force transmission, the headspace is now prepared using the countersink tool. Always remember that if the headspace is too deep and the cortical bone is very thin, there will be no support for the screw head. This should always be done without a power tool. The depth gauge is used to determine the screw length. Always measure before cutting the thread. The length of the screw can be read off directly from the scale. In our case, the length is 38 mm. The thread is cut into the entire length of the hole. This should always be done without a power tool. While tapping the thread, make repeated quarter turns to the left to break the cortical chip. The double drill guide protects the surrounding tissue while this is happening. After this, use the screwdriver to insert the screw into the tibia through the threaded part of the fibula. This should always be done without a power tool. If required, you can use an optional holding sleeve to help at the start of the insertion process. The holding sleeve holds the screw head securely and fixes it to the screwdriver blade. The fibula has now been fixed in an anatomically correct position using the adjusting screw. In the case of very extensive syndesmotic ruptures, a further adjusting screw can be inserted. The operating steps for this are the same as for the first screw. Drill a pilot hole using the 2.5 mm drill bit. Use the countersink. Use the depth gauge to measure the length of the screw. In our case, the length is 40 mm. Tap the thread over the entire length of the pilot hole. Then insert the second adjusting screw.